Hey Two Mom Crew, what is up? A while ago, I did a poll on our Instagram and asked you guys what you wanted to see more of. And one of the things that you guys were pretty stoked on was a grocery haul recipe kind of thing, or like what we do at home in terms of meals. Amy is doing her third Arbonne 30 days to healthy living detox, cleanse, whatever you want to call it. Her third one in the last 12 months. I'm so proud of her. It's not easy to stick to, but it's really not that hard to stick to either, as long as you are prepared. So we're lucky that I'm home. I'm able to do the shopping. I'm able to do the meal preps. Sometimes I even help her with her shakes and everything, along with taking their supplements. So you drink the detox tea. There's a week where you drink the detox drink, take their protein and in their protein shakes, and so on and so forth. It's definitely not a detox or cleanse like a juice cleanse or whatever, where you're starving yourself. You eat and you get tons of nutrients and you get things that are good for your body. It's basically based more around clean, organic, whole foods. You also cut out caffeine, sugar, dairy, gluten. And when I say sugar, I mean any like added sugar, honey, agave, even stuff like that. Like you really want to keep the glycemic index down in this case. You also cut out a lot of acidic foods and things that mess with your gut health. And while you are cutting these things out, you are taking these herbs and stuff that help your body detox, like heavy metals and stuff like that. It's really great, and it kind of helps you stick to a more whole foods diet. And all the protein and everything is vegan, plant-based. It's really great. If you guys are interested in getting set up with that, Amy is actually considered a consultant. She doesn't really push it or sell it or anything like that, but if you guys are interested in doing it, she can absolutely set you up. So leave a comment below or email us. Our email address is down in the description box. That being said, since she's on the cleanse, this grocery trip is going to look a little bit different than our other grocery trips, because it's not going to include a lot of dairy or sugars or gluten or anything like that, obviously, because she can't have it. Since she's doing that, I am also in a 30-day diet bet, which is about weight loss, but really for me it's more about health. And after the holidays, it's so easy. Like I was super bloated and just kind of like let everything go to the wayside and was just having whatever I wanted for the last probably month and a half. So this is like a really good reset for us. So I'm about to go into our local Sprouts Farmers Market. I will show you what I'm getting, and when I get home, I will show you what I'm going to use everything for. This isn't going to be a huge haul, I don't expect, because Amy does have 2 shakes a day and then 1 meal. We typically all have dinner together. Since I'm still breastfeeding, I can't do the detox tea or the detox drink, so I'm not doing the full-on detox, but I have cut out a lot of the things, for the most part, that she has also cut out. I don't know if I mentioned, but you can't have alcohol. So no alcohol, no caffeine, no gluten, refined sugars, or dairy. It's a few other ones, but those are the main ones. So yeah, come on shopping with me, guys. Picking pasta sauce while Amy's on the cleanse is kind of hard. I usually go with a pretty clean organic pasta sauce. However, a lot of them have, it's organic, a lot of them have sugar added. So evaporated cane juice, that's sugar. It's a fancy term for sugar, just a different form. Same thing with a lot of these. Like this one has no added sugar, but it's $9 a jar. I like this one, the Lucchini brand. They all have a sticker that say, you know, no sugar added. So, and Amy likes garlic, so I think that that's the one we're gonna go with today. Okay, so as you can see, it wasn't as light of a shopping day as I expected. But since yesterday was Amy's first day on the cleanse, I realized we didn't have a ton of cleanse-friendly options in the house. And I forgot that we're going to our friend Shelby and Cherie's this weekend, and I'm making a big pot of chili that's cleanse-friendly to take with us so that we can watch the football games together and Amy can still stay on track. Now I am going to go drop off Amy's phone with her at work because she left it at the house this morning. And then I will show you guys everything that we got. But some of the stuff obviously isn't cleanse friendly, if you saw the bread or the string cheese that was in there, and those are primarily for the boys. For Jameson's lunch, we really don't do a ton of dairy, only because I think that it has to do with Jameson's flare-ups with his like runny nose and everything. It's pretty minimal. Sometimes cheese. We don't really do milk or anything. This haul is going to have a lot more animal proteins than we typically buy. We try to steer away sometimes from meats and stuff like that, have less of it. But Amy can't have soy, and she also can't have a lot of the additives that are in like fake meat, if you will. Not that they're necessarily bad for you, but this is just her on the detox. Maybe we'll say hi to Amy. She could say hi to the vlog, since I feel like she's never in the vlogs because she's always working when I'm vlogging. But let's go say hi, shall we? Let's see. She can see us. Hey. Here you go.
Oh.
Say hi to the vlog.
Hi, vlog. Oh, wow.
What are you gonna eat first? Onions? Probably not. Pick something else. Love you. Hello, Bubba. Alright, so that is the haul. And I will go over what everything is for. Where do we even start? Okay, so I've kind of broken it down by like meals / categories, but again, this is the entire haul. Please excuse Jasper's messy chair right there, but we had breakfast earlier and I haven't cleaned it up. Plus it just kind of lives in that area. So I'm gonna start over here. These are kind of like the random things, if you will, but they're not really that random. I got 1 bunch of celery, 4 carrots, and then just 1 random colored bell pepper. I don't really like the green. I will either get orange, red, or yellow because I think they're sweeter and they taste better. I got the organic black garlic hummus for Amy to dip her stuff in, and I really, really, really love this organic almond dip in smoky chipotle. It's spicy, it's super yummy, it's vegan, gluten-free, but it isn't cleanse friendly because of some of the ingredients in here. I believe it has honey or some form of sugar, among other things that she shouldn't have on the cleanse, but that's for me to dip in. I will also possibly steam some of these carrots with another vegetable for a meal. I got 6 organic avocados because Amy uses 1 of these a day in her 2 shakes, her 2 Arbonne protein shakes, and I use some as well. So I try to get as many as I can each week because we really go through these super fast. These are super random over here, but the LaCroix and the lemon sparkling water are for me. They aren't cleanse recommended, so I usually like the lemon LaCroix, but they were out. So I grabbed the lime, and then I just got 1 bottle of this sparkling lemon spring water. And I really wanted to try this new kombucha that they have, Holy Kombucha. This is the hibiscus sangria flavor. And I love, love, love kimchi. So I grabbed some of this Korean spicy kimchi. And this particular one is vegan, so it doesn't have any of the like fish stuff in it. And I just kind of put it on salads or honestly just eat it by itself. This stuff here is pretty much for the boys. I got a bunch of bananas, a loaf of bread. This is the Killer Dave's White Done Right. A few string cheese for Jameson's lunch this week. Some organic smoked chicken breasts. It's just kind of like cold cuts. They're easy for both boys to eat. And then I got these Perfect Kids bars. They're made by Perfect Bar. And Jameson likes to eat the ones that I usually buy for Amy, but I'm not buying the ones for Amy right now because they're not cleanse friendly. But these just have like pretty good ingredients. They're better than the other like cookie bars, if you will, that he eats. But anyway, yeah, it just has better ingredients than some of the other ones we use. Over here are the veggies that I will be cooking up for our dinners this week. I have Brussels sprouts that I will roast, and then I have 2 broccoli crowns. They didn't have any green beans, and Amy's pretty picky, so that's what we're gonna make do with. And those will be paired with either some brown rice that I already have or quinoa that I already have, and then just some chicken breasts that I will throw on the grill. I got 2 packs of that. A dozen pasture-raised eggs for breakfast. That's usually what the kids will have through the week. And sometimes I'll hard boil some and throw them in Jameson's lunch, or I will eat them myself. Amy can also have these on the cleanse. She can have hard boiled as a snack if she wants, or sometimes we'll do breakfast for dinner because she's having shakes for breakfast, so she likes to switch it up. Over here are the 2 other dinners that I got for the week. I'm making a double batch of my turkey sweet potato chili because we're going to our friends Shelby and Cherie's, and a single batch just isn't really, it's like barely enough for our family to have 1 serving each. It's Jameson's favorite, so he'll eat a whole adult-sized portion. Jasper loves it. Every single person that I made this chili for has loved it. If you want the recipe, comment below and I will share it with y'all. Anyway, I got 2 packages of organic ground turkey. I got 1 thing of tomato sauce, 2 things of diced tomatoes with green chilies, a bag of sweet potatoes because I'm also going to roast some of these up to have with the chicken and veggies. Amy will have this as a carb instead of like rice or quinoa sometimes. She likes when I just cut them in half and roast them. I got 3 onions because I'll need 1 for this particular recipe and some for this recipe, and then I just use onion in cooking a lot of our meals. It adds good flavor. The second meal over here is a gluten-free spaghetti. So we used this rice pasta. So it's brown rice pasta in spaghetti style. It is so good. Honestly, you guys, if you're looking for a gluten-free option that tastes and feels and has the exact same texture as regular spaghetti, this is where it's at. And it's really great because literally the only ingredients are brown rice from brown rice flour and water. Like, it's awesome. So we use that. My only recommendation with this is only cook as much as you're going to use at the time. It doesn't refrigerate and reheat well. It gets kind of mushy. So I just cook as much as we're going to use for that meal, and then I'll save whatever leftover sauce and stuff we have, and then just cook more pasta the next time. And since I'm kind of watching my carbs right now, I got a single, pretty small spaghetti squash because I'm going to roast this and have it instead of the noodles. I got this sauce that I showed you guys in the store. It's by Lucchini. It's a roasted garlic marinara. No sugar added. Very important for the cleanse. Amy doesn't like the sauce to be too chunky, so I actually blend this up. I don't mind it chunky, and a lot of people don't, but this one's got like pieces of tomato and stuff in it. So I will blend that up, and I will brown this organic ground chicken to have with it. So I'll take some onion and dice it up, brown the chicken, and then add the sauce and let it simmer. I also like to add an entire bunch of spinach in with it because it's just a great way to get veggies. So I'll take this, I will wash it, and I will chop it up pretty small and mix it in with the sauce. Yeah, that's gonna pretty much do us for the week. I have a few things already in the fridge, and Amy has 2 shakes a day and really just 1 meal, so this will last us. Another thing that I wanted to share with you guys is when I cook some of this up. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do this evening, but we have lots of options now. So when I figure out what we are going to have and I start to prepare it, I will show you guys exactly how I do that. So yeah, see you guys soon. Alright guys, so welcome to this voiceover, and yes, this is going to be a voiceover while I'm cooking on the screen, because this was not an easy night to prepare dinner. Honestly, if it wasn't a voiceover, this is the type of sound that you would be hearing. Honey, can you come help me? So, yeah. Here I'm just going to show you guys everything that I'm pulling out and the things that I need while I'm cooking the spaghetti and the sauce and everything. This night was not an easy night because I was not feeling good. We've all been kind of sick, and I was preparing this meal before heading to urgent care. So the kids were all over, Amy was all over. You'd think it looks so seamless and perfect. It was not. It was definitely rolling with the chaos. But yeah, these are everything that I bring out that I need to prepare this meal. I use some pretty standard seasoning. I'm going to use the little Dutch oven to make the sauce, so I usually start with that pot first before I put the pasta on because I want the sauce to simmer for a while. So I use this avocado oil by Chosen Foods just to line the bottom of that pot, and then I'm going to dice up an onion and get that going. You're going to notice that I do season throughout this recipe, and that's because since I'm adding meat and spinach and other things to the sauce, I like to make sure that it's all seasoned so that it doesn't taste too bland. I'll start the oven at 425 for the spaghetti squash because that's going to take about 30 to 40 minutes, and then I'll line a cooking sheet with some foil just for easy cleanup. You don't need that, but I prefer it. Make sure you're keeping an eye on the onions because you only want to cook them until they're a little bit translucent before you add the meat. I'm also going to take the entire bunch of spinach and cut off the ends because the ends are just a little too rough in the sauce. So I cut most of that and I get rid of the ends. And then I'm just going to wash it and let it dry a little bit before I chop it up. Again, keeping an eye on those onions. They are just about done. So I'm going to take the ground chicken and I'm going to season that as well. Again, oh, hi wifey. Amy wanted to be in the vlog. What's up, babe? Again, I'm going to season with all the same seasonings throughout because it's just, they go well together, especially with Italian style cooking. Garlic, oregano, salt, pepper. I'm going to start browning that. And while I do that, I'm going to take the spaghetti squash, I'm going to rinse it, and I'm going to cut it in half. You're going to want to be careful if you guys are doing this. They're not that easy to cut in half, but I feel like I've perfected it. You're then going to take out the guts and the seeds, kind of like a pumpkin. You're going to scrape it all out, throw that in the trash, and you're going to be left with 2 clean halves. So I take those and I put them on the baking sheet with a little bit more of that avocado oil, but in spray form, so it's lighter. Again, some seasonings on there. And then you're going to take those and you're going to actually flip them the opposite direction. So you want them to be the top to be the outside of the spaghetti squash. I set my timer for 30 minutes and then I will check them and see how they're looking. So I've been stirring the meat. It is getting browned. So I'm going to get ready to add the sauce. Again, I mentioned this when I was going through the haul, but Amy doesn't like chunks of tomato and stuff in her sauce. So I just blend this really quickly. I do add a little bit of avocado oil or olive oil, some hot water to get the rest of the remaining sauce out of the jar. And then I just blend that really quick, not too much. I don't want it to be like watery. And then I will pour it over the ground chicken. I did taste a little bit of it, and I like to doctor it up with a little bit more of the seasoning just for some added flavor. I just mix that in there, and then I'm going to want to prepare the spinach because I want to throw the chopped spinach in there as well. So I take the whole bunch and I chop it pretty small because if Jameson can see big pieces, he will eat around them. So I like to make it pretty small, and it does cook down from the heat of the sauce. So I threw it in there, and then you just mix it in, and you just want this to simmer for a while to get all those flavors out. I did keep part of the bunch of spinach on the side because I like to throw in some fresh spinach sometimes with my pasta. I'm now going to take the bigger pot and I'm going to fill it with water and some salt. I'm going to get that going and wait for it to boil. Once it's boiling, I throw in that brown rice pasta, and this takes about 15 to 16 minutes to cook, this particular brand, so just keep an eye on it, stir it occasionally. I did add 10 more minutes to the spaghetti squash, so this is what it looks like after 40 minutes in the oven at 425. You want to see the outside like that, kind of shriveling a little bit. That's how you know it's done. So you flip those over, and you're going to want to scrape it with a fork, and then it creates that spaghetti type texture, hence the name spaghetti squash. So yeah, I just take a fork and I pull all of the meat of the squash out so that it's that strand spaghetti-like material. And the pasta was done around the same time, so go ahead and strain that, and it's ready to plate. So I plate the pasta for Amy, and then I also add the sauce on top. And then I did get a little bowl ready for Jameson, and I like to use the kitchen shears to cut it up a little bit so that he can eat it with a spoon. It's a little bit neater. It doesn't make such a mess. It looks like that. And I give him the sauce as well and just mix it all up in there. And that's what it should look like. So I take half of the spaghetti squash, that's what I used for this particular serving, and I save the other half for another time. And I get that in the bowl. Throw the sauce on top. And it's just that easy. I mean, this meal should take maybe 45 to an hour from start to finish. We like to add this nutritional yeast on top. It gives it kind of like a cheesy, almost Parmesan-like flavor. Yep, that's gonna do it. There you have it. Hey guys, so I am in our office down in the garage, so there's our car right behind us, and I'm finishing editing this video right now. I just wanted to kind of sign off, tell you guys thank you for watching. If you guys are interested in doing the Arbonne 30 Days to Healthy Living, please get in touch with us. You can comment down below or email us. I'm going to put our email in the description box down below. Let us know. We can happily set you up. It's totally doable. Amy is the pickiest eater, literally, that I and many others have ever met in my entire life. So if she can do it, I'm a firm believer that anybody can do it. She lost over 30 pounds, I think, doing her first cleanse, and she's been very consistent ever since. Just realized that the grease poster, they're just kind of like staring at you guys in the background. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off for today. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you next time.